All right, I know for a fact this footage will be focused. I'm sorry about yesterday's video. That would be like hilarious if just my audio was totally jacked up or something else was wrong. Shout out to someone who left a comment on yesterday's video. I want to say it was last night. I saw it like right before I was going to sleep. Totally made my night. I'm not going to say their name or anything, but you know who you are. Thank you very much for your very super kind comment. It totally made my night. And I'm glad that these videos of me just kind of talking about my experience in life and my outlook on certain things have been able to help you with your OCD and stuff, and that the silly Leon cosplay TikToks make you and your friends laugh. That really meant the world. If you guys hear the famished wallows of a four-legged creature, worry not. That is my cat moaning for her dinner. I'm cleaning the bowl. I can't give you the... When the bowl is dirty, I don't know what you want me to do. In your comment, you mentioned dealing with kind of negativity and negative thoughts, whether it be internally or stemming out of outside like stimulus, whether it be like your environment or I guess really just your environment, because that kind of encompasses things that you're going through, your living situation, like physically, job, all that kind of... I hear you! I'm trying to have a conversation here. Can you please... Yeah, you're being real loud. Acts like I legit never feed her ever in her life. Also, give me just one moment. I'm going to flip around the viewfinder just so I can make sure nothing's weird. Yeah, when you're in the kitchen, you might get sprinkled with water. I'm sorry, when you're standing right next to the sink. Okay, yeah, cool. There we go. And that's a great question. Sometimes it's definitely hard to frickin' stay positive and have an optimistic outlook when it seems like your life is kind of falling to pieces around you. And I will just preface this all by saying I don't think that there is a way you can be optimistic all the time. I think that's what makes you human, you know? I mean, even just for, like, speaking for myself, I might seem like I'm a rather chipper guy, and I'm, you know, always kind of doing my thing and having fun with these videos, and get out of the cabinet, you stinker. But, dude, there's totally, trust me, there are times when I get freaking mad and frustrated and want to blow up, you know, some people with my mind or something. I totally have days like that. And oh my gosh, don't even get me started on my road rage, dude. That's what I need to work on for real. Gosh, but I think things that you can do to, I guess, just minimize that sort of like noise in your head and to not let your life essentially pass you by, is to invest yourself. Sorry, I was slamming. There's so much noise while I'm trying to talk about an important thing here. Invest yourself in something. And I've kind of mentioned this in some other videos. But the title for this video is probably going to be pretty funny, but what I mean by weaponizing your autism, I guess, is investing yourself into something. Get into something. Get into Lego, get into basket weaving, get into blacksmithing, get into jazz music, get into literally anything. Anything. You probably already have something that you're into. Get into, maybe there's a specific anime or something that you're into. Something that essentially you can use as an escape in a way. And I don't mean that like you should just shut yourself into your room and absorb yourself only into this one thing, but I mean, yeah, there's going to be times when you have a bad day at work. There's going to be times when a teacher or a professor at school barks at you for no reason. There's going to be a time when your parents fight and then they take it out on you. Or there's all kinds of just random crap that we have to go through on a day-to-day basis, you know? That not just these rare circumstances, maybe it's an everyday thing. And so I think having something that forces your mind to come out of that space, out of that negative space, is really good. Ophelia even agrees. That's exactly what she's saying right now. For me, for a long time, it was making videos. I know. Okay, you know what? You're going on camera. You're going on camera jail because you won't shut up. Because you won't freaking shut up. I was making videos. I love making skits. Like when I was between 11 to 14 years old, I loved just making little iMovie videos and stuff. And my kind of struggle at that time was that I was fat. I hated how I looked. I hated the way that clothes fit on me. I hated the way I looked in pictures. I kind of just hated everything about my appearance. And I feel like that probably resonates with a lot of middle schoolers and early high schoolers. So having something where I could kind of just pull myself and my brain out of that really helped. Eventually that transitioned into fitness, especially now, like that's a big focus, but then cosplay and then just crafting, like making props and stuff. Doing things with your hands is a really great way to kind of force your brain into like a different lane, it feels like. Unintentional rhyme. But that would be my first thing. Invest yourself into something. And if that sounds like a little bit too much at first, well then guess what? Number 2 is going to be perfect for you, which is go on a walk. Go on a freaking walk. And I'm not trying to sound like some basic like self-help coach, influencer. Ooh, I almost just said a bad word right there. Influencer idiot, I will say. But seriously, like, do not underestimate the power of just being alone with your kind of thoughts in your brain outside. I don't mean alone with your thoughts as in like stilling to yourself, curled up under your bed in the fetal position, thinking about all of the terrible things that happen or are going on in the world. No. I mean, being alone with yourself while there is the sun shining on your face and there's birds chirping, or maybe you're more of a night owl. Like I kind of like going on night walks, which I know I'm a bit privileged as a man to be able to do that. But I love the moon. I love the stars and being just alone in the quietness and the kind of solitude that night gives you. Not like alone as in loneliness, but just like alone more of in like a meditative way, you know? Go on a walk. I feel like the walks, no matter really how long, whenever I go on a walk, I'm just, what else do you think? You know, you pop in some headphones and then you kind of just think. You think about everything. You think about how you're doing at work. You think about, or school. You think about how your hobbies are going. You think about the relationships you have. You think about if you're happy in life. It just feels like a good way to force the freaking like screen time down, and like I said earlier, to force your brain to think. I'm gonna put that in the Ziploc. I'm gonna knock out some dishes and then pack my lunch as well. So first thing, invest yourself into something. I don't mean money, but just in some kind of activity or thing that you like. What's a thing that, like, I bring up basket weaving all the time, but that's just kind of like my go-to random activity. But maybe it's cooking. Oh, cooking is, I love cooking. Something that I would like to do more, but other hobbies are kind of taking the wheel. But cooking, basket weaving, calisthenics, drawing. There's so many different things that all have like hours upon hours upon hours of content and knowledge and stuff that you can just pour yourself into. If you're not really sure where to start, go outside, go on a walk. A walk is a great way to get your brain thinking, get a little exercise, get a little sun time, little moon time. For all my fellow alpha wolves out there, I apologize for that joke. I will never make one like it ever again. And I guess, yeah, going outside. I think going outside is great. I wouldn't say this is like a specific tip for dealing with, well, maybe it is. Maybe it can be for you, the negativity and stuff. But I think going outside is a great way to just kind of recharge and refresh your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, everything in between. I've been seeing a lot of these like posts and stuff lately on TikTok and everything about how humans, I don't know how true they are, so take this with a grain of salt. Take this whole video with a grain of salt. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not anything. I'm just a regular guy who has gone through life, and I'm sharing what's helped me. If it's helped me, I know it can help somebody else, okay? So that's my whole point with this. But I've been seeing a lot of these posts where it's like, well, no, it actually is true how like our bodies are composed out of like stars and stuff, like the material and everything from stars like billions and billions of years ago is what our genomes or whatever are comprised of. We're star food. That's a good Mythical Morning quote from like 10 years ago. We're star food. But it's common to feel like a really just kind of strong connection to nighttime and the stars and everything when you're outside, potentially because of that. And I feel like that's somewhat true. I'm not like an astrology person or anything like that. I'm not into crystals or anything. If you are, that's awesome. That's your thing. That's freaking sick. But at the same time, I feel like I do feel some kind of just like sense of inspiration and belonging and serenity. That's the word I'm looking for when I'm going on a nice long walk at night. I live in like a pretty like safe neighborhood and stuff. And like I said, I'm also a guy, so I'm very privileged in being able to do this. If you are not of either of those things, get a walking buddy. Have your mom or dad or someone go on a walk with you. Have your sister, brother, friend, dog. But gosh, like this is honestly, I feel like more important than the hobby, than investing yourself in something is freaking go on a walk. Go on walks. Ah, man, seriously, like it sounds like a stupid thing to be passionate over. Given like I'm into bodybuilding and all these other kinds of like different things, but seriously, going on walks is, I cannot tell you how important it is for your mental health and your physical health, guys, and your spiritual health. And I would say just really those two things alone. I'm not going to like try to overflood you with ideas or anything like that. Can really help you deal with the negative BS that your mind might be trying to stew on. Again, there's going to be days where it's easier than others, days where it's harder than others. Take it on a day-by-day basis, dude. That's all you can do at the end of the freaking day is get ready to tackle the next one, you know? You can always plan for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, next year, whatever, but when it boils down to it, all we can do is take each day at a time, okay? So don't get too in your head about things that are outside of your control. Again, it's okay and encouraged to be chalant. Care about things, you know? Pour yourself into things. Care for things that are important to you, your morals, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to things that you physically cannot control at the end of the day, I think not that you need to let them slip by like just the wayside, but it's important to understand that when you can't control things, you can't control things. And worrying yourself isn't going to add any kind of tactical advantage to the situation, you know? Is there a test you have coming up? You're stressed out about it? Cool, study. That is a direct thing that you can affect. And being nervous or stressed out about stuff can, be good in a certain way. But like if it's, maybe things that are going on with your work in the world or maybe the country that you live in, stuff like that. Be, concerned enough that you want to stay updated with current events and everything like that. But again, you're your own person. And if you are letting these outside things keep you inside your shell, inside your house, inside your room, not stepping into not stepping into your full personality or who you want to be, then that's when I think you're hurting yourself, you know? And I'm 100% not trying to come from like some type of like privileged point of view. No, you go vote, participate in community and societal events and things that you think are going to impact the communities that you are a part of. Absolutely. Again, be chalant. I cannot stress that enough. Don't pretend like you don't care about things. It's okay to care about things. Just don't let it take away from your life at the same time, I guess. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? Either way, I'm freaking proud of you. I freaking hate doing the dishes, man. I don't have a dishwasher. My life is pretty much just a constant cycle of freaking doing the dishes. But you know what? It's what I gotta do. It's what I gotta freaking do. I hit arms last night. It was fantastic. I got legs planned for today. I did my 45 minutes of cardio plus arms on my lunch break as per usual. That is why I'm usually... I don't go to work wearing a tank top and basketball shorts, I promise. I dress business casual. But once that lunch hour hits, baby, it's game time. And I don't quite feel like always changing back into my jeans or pants after doing 45 minutes on the recumbent bike or jump rope or insert any type of cardio for 45 minutes. But I think that's pretty much going to be it for the day's talk. Either way, I'm proud of you guys. And yeah, weaponize your freaking autism. Get invested into something. Hyperfixate on things. And take that out into the freaking world, man. Not only are people going to be impressed and just kind of like a quick tangent. When you think something is cool, guaranteed there are thousands of other people in the world that think it's cool too. So don't be scared to be nerdy and, again, be chalant about the stuff that you're into or that you're dorky about. All right? I don't remember where I was going before that little tangent aside there, but I'm proud of you guys. Thank you very much again for, honestly, all of you guys' comments that I see on these videos about just being appreciative of the kind of long-form style and also the sort of message of just sharing my story and experiences and stuff. I'm always here for you guys. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I'll go ahead and wrap it up here just so I'm not rambling. And I guess other life updates, cosplay stuff has been going good. Check this out. Let me show you... I gotta show you the Leon axe. I've been making Leon Kennedy's axe from Resident Evil 9 out of EVA foam. Classic kind of movie prop style. Let me show you guys my progress. It's pretty badass if I do say so myself. Oh man, and I also freaking spilled Dr. Pepper on my Spider-Man mask last night, so I gotta order a new Spider-Man mask. Spider-Man mask. This might be for the thumbnail, low-key, so I might be kind of clickbaiting y'all with this. This is the Leon axe, though. Check this out. I've been making this is out of totally EVA foam. What? Bam. Pretty sick, huh? I got to paint it and still finish up some spanning and stuff, but it's coming along great. This is a recent hobby of mine. This is like my third ever build with foam, so if it looks crappy, give me some slack. But yeah, I think I'll call it there. Remember that you guys are awesome. Remember to weaponize your intros. Weaponize that freaking autism, man. I think that's going to be all. Have an excellent rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.